Hello everybody. Welcome back to Sit Down with TCC, episode 2. How was everybody? Are we all good?
Yeah,
decent lads yourselves.
Tremendous, absolutely tremendous. So, episode 2 of Sit Down with TCC. The first episode was very good, went very well. We didn't get any copyright bans or strikes on YouTube, so we'll take that as a plus point for us. That's a massive boost. So, this week we've got obviously a different guest, and Mr. Fletcher is going to take it from there and introduce us.
Okay. Tonight we have got the area lead for the North East of Scotland, Mark Ingalls, for Andy's Man Club. Personally, I would class him as a friend of mine, a big help. I'm sort of a mentor, especially when I've been attending meetings, and sort of helping me regain focus and get back on straight and narrow. And I think for us as a podcast, we have sort of tried to correlate how gaming is good for our mental health. So we're putting our money where our mouth is and getting actually someone from the organisation that we speak about on here. And
excellent.
Many thanks to Andy's Man Club and to Mark for giving up your time.
Yes, thank you and welcome.
It's appreciated, fella.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure, gentlemen. And also being a gamer myself, I'm well up for it. So brilliant. Cheers for having me.
Nice. We'll just get straight into it. So I'll just hit you with 2 questions straight off the bat. What is your role within Andy's Man Club, and how did you become involved with the organisation, Mark?
So my role is to I'm the area lead for the North East of Scotland, like you said, Fletch, and I look after all the clubs from Dundee to as far north as we can go in Scotland, which is just a small area if you think about it. No, it's about that large on a map, but the map's so. But what my role is I look after all the facilitators, all the lads that come through the door. And I make sure that there's a space for them on a Monday night to come along and share what they need to do. And my other role is to help open clubs in new areas. We've just established a new club up in Huntly, which opens on Monday. So that's something that I go and scout the area. I go and find out a venue or a location. I make sure that it's suitable for what it is that we do, and then we get the ball rolling with a club there. So that's predominantly what my roles are. I also do presentations. I do talks and lovely stuff like this. Very, very rarely. But how I got involved with the charity nearly 6 years ago, I sadly tried to take my own life, and I was signposted to this thing called Andy's Man Club. It was during lockdown, and I didn't really want to go, as most men don't want to go and do something about what's going on in their head. I went in, sat in a room with 10 perfect strangers, and literally opened up about my deepest, darkest secrets and told 10 perfect strangers about the trauma that I'd been through as a child, abusive situations, and being sexually assaulted at 17 before I joined the army was something I'd never spoken about ever. Until I walked through the door at Andy's Man Club and sitting in that room with those men, and listening to them share about their problems and being open and honest and actually being vulnerable, which is something I'd never seen in life ever. Through every job I did through the army, men being vulnerable was just never a thing. It was frowned upon, if anything. It was something to be being emotional for and stuff like that. It changed my life. It literally changed my life that night. I was able to move on from a lot of my trauma and my pain, to then become a facilitator for one of the group in the one group in Dundee, to then help open the second group in Dundee, and then 3.5 years ago, I got a job as an area lead. Didn't have a clue what that meant at the time, and I've been blagging it ever since. But you know what? It's the best job in the world. It's changing guys' lives, one club at a time, one person at a time. We've got a slogan I am that one man, and it's about that one man walking through the door.
Excellent. Honestly, amazing. Well, all these men sort of touched on it there. So, what does Andy's Man Club obviously do, and what do we expect at a meeting? Obviously, I know, and I think Nipper yourself, you've been to a couple of meetings, but it's coming up almost for my first year anniversary of attending in Arbroath. It'll be 2 weeks? 2 weeks time will be my year anniversary.
Nice.
So I can obviously say that the hardest part is walking through the door the first time. I walked up to the club 3 or 4 times before I actually eventually got to the door and went, no, I can't do this. And eventually I got fucked up because I walked up to the club and someone came out and went, are you looking for here? I'm like, yeah, that's me. And that was it. So that was the best thing that happened.
That's exactly what happened to me, man. I went to the club, sat on my motorbike, sat outside, and I had literally no intention of going in until I turned the bike off, saw there was a guy standing there, and I was like, shit. Right, I've given an Andy's Man Club. I didn't have an answer. I was like, yeah, and then I went. But it's very, very common for guys not to come to the door or sit in their car in the car park and then drive off and drive. And I've seen it 100. If I've not seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. And like you said, and Chris, you've been through the door as well. But getting through that door is one of the hardest parts, and it's the most fearful part because you don't know what's on the other side of that door. And you don't know if you're going to be judged. You don't know if you're going to be what you're going to be not forced to do, but you just don't know. So what happens at a meeting? So the simple thing is you come in, the first thing you get shown, and the boys will corroborate this, is the brew station. First thing is, there's a brew station, get yourself a brew. There's a circle of chairs, you sit down and there's a ball and you grab a seat, and then when the meeting starts, it literally starts off with a guy, some ground rules, some stuff we don't talk about, which is politics, religion, medication, and criminal matters. 4 topics that can be very, very, politics and religion, they're your own views, they're not for debate. Everyone has their own views on politics and religion. Medication, no one's an expert in the room, and even if you are an expert in the room, you leave at the door because you leave everything at the door. You leave egos at the door, you come in, you sit down, and you just leave at the door. Criminal matters, you don't want to break the impartiality of the group. At the end of the day, if someone comes in there and says, oh, I've been burgling houses, if police come and ask us, or someone official comes and asks us, we can't then say that person didn't say that. That doesn't mean we're going to phone the police and say, oh, by the way, Tam was burgling houses. It's not going to happen like that. What you say is confidential, it's also non-judgmental. Once you go through the ground rules, to start off, there's a wee introduction. You go around the room and just say your name and a positive reason for being there. At no point at all do you have to talk. You can pass the ball on every single time the ball comes to you. There's absolutely zero pressure. And the lads will corroborate that. There's absolutely zero pressure. You won't get asked why you don't want to talk or anything like that. You can just pass the ball on. It's no issue. And after the introduction, you then go to question 1. So there's 5 questions in Andy's Man Club meeting. The first 3 always stay the same on a Monday night. Question 1, how's your week been? And this is just a general, I've had a good week, I've had a bad week, I've had a shit week. It doesn't need to be, Monday I went and done this, and Tuesday I did that, and Wednesday I did that. And because if you think about it, you've got a room of 15 guys, you don't want them going off on a tangent for 45 minutes each, and you've only got 2 hours. So it's not that we're trying to corral people into stuff, it's just a brief snap of how your week's been. Excuse me. Question 2, 1 positive from your week. And the reason it's 1 positive, everyone can find a positive. And even if your positive is you're walked through that door, that's your positive there, right there and then. I've used that a million times for somebody, I don't have a positive. You're sat in this room, mate, that's a positive. Question 3, anything that got off your chest, that is the meat of the meeting, 100%. This is where it could be somebody stole your favourite car parking space or childhood trauma and absolutely everything in between. This is where guys have bottled stuff up for years can get the opportunity just to open it up. Again, there's zero pressure to talk. So you can answer one question 2 and then pass on question 3, or you could answer them all, or you could answer as many as you like. After question 3, we usually have a break because sometimes it can be quite heavy. There can be some like heavy stories or emotions come out. So we have a break. So you grab a brew if anybody goes out for a quick smoke. But that's where the peer-to-peer support comes in. That's where my coping mechanisms might help Fletch, Chris, you might help Flums. It just gives that opportunity for guys to just talk together. There's no egos or anything like that. And because of my role, I go from club to club each week now in my area. And when it comes to the break, I love just standing back and listening to the noise, because you've got a room of relative strangers that are talking like they've been mates for years, and the buzz and the volume level is brilliant to see and listen to. And in every club it happens, every club. When the break comes, guys are talking about, and they could be talking shite, it doesn't matter what they're talking about, but they're just genuinely talking, do you know what I mean? So it's great, and it's like great to listen to. And then we come back from the break for the last 2 questions, and the official line on these are, it's a positive neurological response, something good, something happy, something uplifting. I've got one of my facilitators in Dundee, he says happy shit. So it could be something random, and as random as what's your guilty pleasure song, and what would you do for your own well-being? I'll answer them for you now. My guilty pleasure song is Barbie Girl, genuinely, and what I do for my own well-being, I ride my motorbike. The guys in that meeting are now not listening or not remembering Mark's trauma. They're remembering he's going home on that motorbike with Barbie Girl in his ear.
Barbie Girl.
It gives that a bit of humour as well. I mean, there's one, what kind of pie we eat? If you could only eat one kind of pie for the rest of your life, what pie would you eat? And I'll get you boys to answer that.
It's going to be a steak pie.
Oh, it's going to be a steak and haggis pie, lad.
Steak and black pudding for me, I'm afraid.
Well,
there you go.
You boys said hairy pie as well, so it's a group full of men. You're going to get those answers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, brilliant.
What answer?
That's the beauty of it, boys. It's the fact that they're able to people are able to relax in that situation. You could sit in that room for 2 hours, even if it's just to get escape from what's going on in your life for that 2 hours. It takes that pressure off. It takes that weight off you. We know that we're not there to fix boys. That's not what we're there to do. We're there to give them the opportunity to sit and just let it out, let whatever emotion out they need to get out. But it's not all doom and gloom. There is a playful and banterful side to it, but it's never laughing at anyone. It's laughing at ourselves, and that's what it's got to come to. It's you get regular guys, and there's some in jokes and stuff like that, and it works. You know, there's the joke I can't say, to be honest. But there's some guys that are up for a good laugh, and it becomes a brotherhood. And Fletch will say that it does become, the guys start looking out for one another. As I say, I was ex-forces, and in the army, the guy in front of me and the guy behind me would always look after each other. But that was a paid role. That's what they did for a living. Andy's Man Club is exactly the same. The guy beside me, either side of me, gives a shit about you and what's going on in your life, and you don't get that brotherhood anywhere else. It's one of the lads said, and it's actually one of our both lads said, we've just got 13 brothers, well done tonight. You know, stuff like that. It's there's another fella that used to say it's magical. Something happens at Andy's Man Club, it's magical. So and you get all walks. The other thing is you don't get just, it's no all older men, it's no all younger men. There's one of our oldest patrons was 92, 92-year-old walking through the door and sharing shit that people were like, wow, this man's been through wars, and he just sat and he was calm and all the rest of it. To your youngest guy, 18, that's just come through the door and been through very little in life, but he needs that support, and that's what it's for.
Exactly. No, that's great, and I can vouch for a lot. Obviously, what you said, there's no pressure in there. I lost my dad in June, and I went straight to the club like the first Monday after, and I just sat there, and the boys just came around and just gave me a cuddle and like just made sure I was all right, and that was enough for me. I didn't speak. It was just being in that room with them was enough to,
Yep.
make. It's never going to go away. It's never going to feel. Never going to feel great about also losing my dad, but
Yep.
it made me feel like I wasn't alone in that
You're not
situation. The boys took away the pain. The boys took on the pain as well.
Yeah.
And that
They're
was
with
really
you in
important for me.
it. They're with you in it.
Yeah. I think
And
that's one of the key parts is as men, we're kind of that want for brotherhood and for being part of something and making the world better is it's almost ingrained in your DNA. So to come across that in conjunction with a time where you might not be feeling great in terms of your life, your personal life, professional life, whatever it is, can result in, as you said, just having absolute magical moments happen, which is what it's all about, and it's just making things better for everybody.
And the fact that both of you have said it, it's that that you're not alone thing. Fletch was saying the guys sat with him in that trauma and that pain you were in. They didn't try and talk it out or move it on from you. They just sat with you in it, and that's what that's what it stands for. It gives you that. Again, it's fucking magical. It is.
Exactly.
It's hard to explain as well because as men and in general, men are bred into us to not show weakness, don't show vulnerability, don't show your emotions. My grandfather was a strong man. His father was a strong man. You're the breadwinner. You're the head of the household. You're the protector. So you don't have that ability to be emotional or show any kind of vulnerability because you're the man. And that's the stigma we are trying to break with Andy's Man Club. And what we do is we give guys the opportunity to take that off. You don't have to be that societal picture of a man. You can be you. And for so many guys wearing a mask every day and masking the trauma that they're in, because we're all great at it. You all put a mask on and go, yeah, I'm fine. Brilliant. I'm the man, I'm the joker, I'm the one that will keep me going. And behind that mask, you're broken. And this Man Club takes that mask off, and all that shit you bottle up, we empty that out on a Monday night. And that's why I love going back on a Monday, because my bottle's usually full by the next Monday. I'm pissed off because somebody's cut me up in the car on the way down the road or some shit. And I can't even argue because I've got Andy's Man Club cars. So I'm like, well done, mate.
That's perfect. So, also, for anyone that doesn't know, Mark, how would someone get involved with coming to a meeting? It is obviously as simple as 7 o'clock on the Monday showing up, but how would someone also go about finding their local clubs, et cetera, mate?
So social media is massive for us. We have open Facebook pages for every club in the UK. We have our own website, www.andysmanclub.co.uk, and I'm sure you guys will be putting that up anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
And on that, if you go on our website, there is a bit clubs near me. It's as simple as putting your postcode in, and every club in that area will pop up to within 1 metre of the club with my 3 words. If you're going along, there is, again, no pressure. If you're going, the meeting starts at 7, so you just find the venue, get yourself along for about 7:15, and there'll be someone standing outside wearing something similar to what I've got on. Well, it's Scotland, so they'll probably have 4 jackets on. But I'll be an AMC jacket, I'll guarantee it, or an AMC cami. And they'll show you in and get there. But we've also got online, which is an absolute brilliant tool as well, because there's guys that can't get out of the house, or guys that have not got a club in their area. We do an online meeting, which is exactly the same as this, basically, if I'm honest. The only thing is, it's you have to supply your own tea, coffee, and biscuits. There's not all around. But that's info at andysmanclub.co.uk. You just send in an email saying you want to go online, and they'll send you down the information how to do that. Again, that's also on a Monday night at 7 o'clock. All our clubs run Monday night 7 o'clock, and that's now when they start. So, yeah, on the website, social media, all the information is out there.
Perfect. No, that's amazing. Obviously, in your position, it's your obviously role to go around and open clubs and get everything out there. So, what are your goals for Andy's Man Club, and what do you see it evolving into? It's probably a hard question because obviously you're like I said at the start, you're one man, but like if you have any goals or aspirations
My
for what you
personal
want.
goal for Andy's Man Club is to flood the northeast of Scotland with every town having an Andy's Man Club.
Yep.
I think that my goal lines up with the charity's goal itself. Our main goal for Andy's Man Club is to not be here. Our main goal is to make it that you don't need an Andy's Man Club anymore. That men are open and talking and doing what it is that we are doing. I think that Andy's Man Club will head into we'll never get rid of suicide. That's and we'll never eradicate it. It will always happen. But what we are going to do is make it easier to have a conversation than to take your own life.
Yep.
But I think what Andy's Man Club will grow into is more of a social group that's still underlined there for that one man, but it'll be more of a community than well, it is a community, but more than it wouldn't be just suicide prevention. It'll be men getting together instead of men just doing their own thing. It'll be a more collective. There'll still be questions, but I do think it'll grow into a more social group than anything else.
No, nice. I could relate to that in my personal life, my professional life. Also, I install fire suppression systems, and that's doing a job that you hope never gets used.
Yeah.
And it's kind of relatable to what you're saying. Is we don't want to be here. We don't want to be the group that's obviously trying to prevent suicides because that's just it.
I'm really talking myself about a job here at the same time, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah. I do the same. I go to building sites and say, I'm here to do your fire sprinklers. I'm hoping they never get used. And they're like, what? Why do you want
that's the goal, eh? I mean, suicide is the biggest killer of men under 54. And unfortunately, it's one guy every 2 hours in the UK. If you go to a global scale, it's one guy every 40 seconds. And that scares the shit out of me because if you're doing an 8 hour day, that's 4 men taking their own life that one conversation could have changed.
Yep.
If we continue to go the way we are going, we are now sitting at 310 clubs nationwide, Andy's Man Club. We started with 9 men in Halifax 9 years ago. When I came into the charity 6 years ago, there was 26 clubs. We came out of lockdown with 36 clubs. And I just watched Andy's Man Club grow and grow and grow. I remember there being like 100 clubs. I remember there was a big hoo-ha about, it's the 100th club. And Luke Ambler, who's one of the founders, went, do you know what? It doesn't matter if it's the first club or the 100th club. And we're no way to make a big song and dance about it because first clubs are important as the 100th club or the 200th club and the 300th club. I mean, we've got 6,200 men walked through our door last week. Monday past there was a holiday in some parts of Scotland, so it was 6,100 men walked through our door.
Yeah.
From 9 men in Halifax to
that's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
It's mind blowing. This is going to be a throwaway question. You'll be used to this coming at the meetings. And it was kind of inspired by obviously what the page, the Andy's Man Club page, shared on Facebook. And it was obviously from Robbie Williams, obviously. So, obviously, you probably can't name names, but do you have any obviously public figures or users of the club? And how do you think it relates to the working class? How important is it having that celebrity sort of person saying that they've supported the club? Important to get in like the Joe Blogs off the street into a club.
So obviously Robbie Williams done the tweet, done the repost and stuff like that, and Ricky Gervais has been a massive advocate for Andy's Man Club unknowingly the first time. Ricky Gervais shared our post 6 years ago, and he 8 years ago. And my boss, Alec, saw that post, and because of that, he found out what Andy's Man Club is, went down to Halifax where it was first started, and got involved. And if he hadn't have done that, there'd be no clubs in Scotland.
Wow.
So
What?
the power of that social media post
Yeah.
absolutely changed the course of Andy's Man Club. Because, and if I'm going to be dead honest here, Elaine and Luke didn't think this would get out of Halifax.
Right.
Maybe Yorkshire, North Yorkshire.
Yep.
It's now nationwide, from Aberdeen to Dover, and everywhere in between.
Mhm.
And because of stuff like Ricky Gervais, or unfortunately the late Ricky Hatton got involved with us. He done a charity boxing match for us a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and instead of ring girls, he had facilitators with the cards going in the ring.
That's amazing.
That's beautiful.
He was a big advocate for mental health.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. I really did like Ricky Hatton as a fighter. There's been numerous celebrities that have got involved in ways or other. Anthony Joshua was definitely one of them, who still to this day has a link in AMC. The Olympic champion George Warrington, who's another boxer, he still advocates for Andy's Man Club as well. And these guys didn't do it just for a PR stunt or a quick photo. It was, they got involved for the reasons we all got involved.
Yeah.
They got involved because they looked at something that needed support for either themselves or someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And they found what Andy's Man Club was and went, holy shit, this is something different. This is something real. And the thing is, Andy's Man Club is a simple thing. It's not hard. It's not overcomplicated. It's come in, talk if you want to, don't talk if you don't want to. Or come in and grab a seat and be in a room where guys are being open and honest and showing vulnerability. And if you don't want to, don't do it. But just come and try it. And it works. It genuinely works. I hope that answered the question. Yeah.
No, it was great. Like also, I with my work, I cover a lot of miles, so I'm driving about. You've seen it on the bin lorries in Fife, the Andy's Man Club logo. There's football clubs. The lot. It's just went boom. I wouldn't say overnight, but over like a gradual period. It just keeps on going up and up and up and up and up. So
we're like swans, mate. You see this gliding along the top, but see underneath, we're going like that. There's so much going on in the background. We've got trains wrapped now. We've got 2 freight trains, two normal trains are wrapped with Andy's Man Club stuff.
Oh, that's brilliant.
2
What?
HGV lorries going about the UK that are done with Andy's Man Club stuff. My colleague Kenny, who works in Fife, Kenny Armour, he's the one that's got the Fife bin lorries done. He was just down at a convention in Birmingham where the bin motor convention, but they were passed along, and there's going to be quite a few more bin lorries getting nailed on these.
Beautiful.
So watch this space, eh?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, here we go then, boys. Let's get into our bread and butter. It's time to talk gaming.
Yeah.
You've already said that you're a gamer. What is your favourite game of all time?
All time.
All time.
Oh.
We ask the hard questions here, Mark.
Based off what here?
It depends. How far do you want to go back? Do you want to go current now? Do you know what I mean?
Mark, how far can you go back? That's the question.
PlayStation 1. I can go back as ZX Spectrum. Do you know what I mean?
Then hit us with as far back and as many as you want to hit us with, fella.
I can't remember the ZX Spectrum one. I'll go with Master System because I know you had a Master System from you went from there to Mega Drive.
There we go. We can right back one.
So I had a Master System. I had the in game, which was Alex a kid. What a
choice, fella!
That was awesome. I loved that. And we'll fast forward a bit. We'll go from there to Sensei Soccer on the.
What a shoot!
What else do we go for? Road Rash on. I think it was Mega Drive. We were on the Road Rash.
That was the Mega Drive.
Yep.
You just knocking them off.
And then from there, PlayStation 1 was PES first off.
Yep.
Oh, you're a pet boy. Oh, no.
FIFA. Never FIFA. You just light up your hook. Pez all the way.
I was both. I didn't have a choice.
Well, I just couldn't get into FIFA. Sorry, it wasn't my thing. And then from there, we went from there to Tenchu. What a game!
Oh,
Tenchu.
so good.
Oh,
Such a good game. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant.
And then go from there to Gumball Rally, which was awesome. Just Gumball was
the man is bringing out the classics tonight. Absolutely outstanding.
I told you I'm a gamer.
Proper gamer.
A proper one.
And then you start the GTAs from the first one when you've got the down views. Crazy.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about them all now, and from that looking down and driving about, and you're running about going, I've got a flamethrower.
Yeah.
It was for the graphics that we've got, even the next set of GTA, from that one graphic to then going, actually, I'm walking about shooting here and taking money. And I loved all Grand Theft Autos. Every one of them was one I didn't like. And then we'll move on to, you went on your COD. When COD first came out, it was good, and then it turned into Child's Playground.
Basically.
So I've just abandoned COD, and then went on to Red Dead, and I'm currently replaying my third or fourth or fifth or sixth playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2. I immerse myself in it. I think I watched the episodes when you guys were talking about immersing yourself in a game. Yep. I absolutely love that for a bit of me here. Just going, playing a game, and forgetting about everything else that's going on, and just being in control of that game. And I was going to show you, but I've got my washer and everything up in my spare room here, but I've got a projector on the wall. Just chair sitting beside me.
Oh my God.
And that's me.
The jealousy flowing through my body right now.
So yeah, that's I'm currently Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead.
Excellent, unbelievable game, by the way.
Wow.
So many games you mentioned there are just.
I know. Thing is, I found with Red Dead as well, because of how visually stunning it is. Just like, I mean, the first 45 minutes, you're traipsing your horse through snow. Like that is it. There is very little in terms of story exposition or anything. It is you traipsing your horse through snow, and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
it's
unbelievable.
You can just spend time riding about. You don't have to do anything. Just wander about and see things and look at things.
100%. Unbelievable.
This game. So it's
unbelievable.
You brought out the classics, and I'm in my early 30s. The only classics I have are them two up there. Huh?
Hey, vintage, my friend, vintage.
Like fine wine.
I mean, that's that catalogue of some of the games I played. So I played some shit games as well, like Mario's or stuff like that. That's never been my thing. That's I didn't see that. Alex the Kid was the original. Mario stole everything from that, if you ask me.
It did. It's the original platformer.
I was never a Nintendo person. That was never went down that road.
Yeah. That's understandable. It wasn't for everybody. I was a child. I didn't have a choice. I got a boat for me, but I was happy with it.
Nintendo party games. That's all it is. Party games.
So, in fairness, it's the only Nintendo console I ever got, so I was quite happy with it. The rest have been garbage.
I think my brother got one, and I was just like, nah, I'll keep my whatever Stega I had at the time.
Definitely.
I had both, so I was quite happy.
You obviously touched on a lot of games there. Do you have any gaming memories? Like anything specific that sits in your mind, like, I wish I could just go back to that and just immerse myself into that again. I know you've played Red Dead 6 times over, so that obviously probably is part of it. But
do you know what I would like to do? I would like to go and do all the COD campaigns again, because I thought they were too short. You done them in a night, if 4 hours, and you're like, because I used to go 4 hours, a fucking game's done. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I just paid 60 quid on this. Whereas
Yeah.
I'll go online now.
Where's the
I was
rest?
never big going online.
Aye.
I'm only in the last maybe 10 years that I've went online and enjoyed that side of it. And I'm like, yeah, I like it, but I like a solo game. I like to be immersed in it. Do you know what I mean? So
Aye.
if you could put all the COD campaigns together, I think that would be an awesome
I
game.
think you're onto something there.
Like I
That
say,
wouldn't even- I bet
them
you're
two would be your more people for solo games. I'm just online Battlefield player.
I mean,
Yeah, you're just shooty bang bang. That's
Yeah.
that's
Destiny was quite a good, an eye-opening game for me. I think that was another visually
yes.
Oh yeah.
amazing game. And the things that you were able to do as a character in there, flying and all sorts of shit. I was like, oh, this game's great. What is it? But
Yeah.
I got like a child's playground again. You know, I started
A
getting
little
easy.
bit. Yeah.
Aye. Aye, no. It's very understandable, lad. It's,
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Destiny, that's our bread and butter.
Yeah.
That's where we actually met. Well, me and Nipper know also personally, but yeah,
that's what I meant. These two individual gentlemen.
And we're ever so grateful for it.
See,
I promised that.
that's games bring people together.
Yeah,
I've got mates
100%.
I've got mates that I never knew before, gamed with them, and then we'll either work together or we'll go for drinks or we'll go to a bike club together, whatever it is. But we initially met through gaming, and I was like, that's another thing. Again, that's why I know you didn't know, but I'm a fucking gamer. So.
Well, that also relates to, you could relate that back to Andy's Man Club as well. Like,
yeah,
we all meet in a room and we
Community.
become friends.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
It's like for us, it's like just because there isn't a single room doesn't mean it's any different. As you say, Andy Man Club's got an online like an online meeting.
Yeah.
Like whenever we usually get together every Sunday and sort of discuss the next week.
Yep.
For me, that's cracking. It's like I can just show up, just be a little bit of an idiot, we'll have a laugh, we get the week sorted, and it's kind of nice and relaxing.
you're just happy you put your top on tonight, man.
No, I'll say I told them I was going to be in my best behaviour and I was going to wear clothes. I'm kind of sticking by that.
Mate, whenever you're comfortable and you crack on, do you know what I mean?
That's kind of the problem. It's usually top. It's usually not a top at least, but I'm on good behaviour. I'm on good behaviour the day.
Lad, so it's fine. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like a newscaster. I've got fucking cinema boxes now.
That's usually a Sunday for me, Mark. That's usually a Sunday.
I'm going to hit you with some final thoughts on me, Mark, and I think our two lads are probably going to have a couple of questions maybe for you.
Yep.
So we'll just touch on it again because you've had all this shared, and also I can't thank you enough for obviously coming on this. It's been great. So just to remind everyone again, where can we find more information on the club?
So the website is www.andysmanclub.co.uk, and if you go on the website there, you'll get all the information for a club near me. Every Andy's Man Club has their own public Facebook page, so you can go Andy's Man Club, Forfar, Arbroath, or whatever town you live in. You go on Facebook, you be able to search it, and I'll have information on there as well. And yeah, other social media platforms do have the information as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Excellent. We will obviously link the website down in the description of the video, and obviously I would encourage anybody. Sorry, Fletch, I've kind of just jumped in here, but I would encourage anybody that is feeling like they're not themselves, or is feeling like the world's against them, or is feeling just different to what they normally feel. I would encourage massively to, even if it is, Fletch obviously mentioned there, it took him 3 or 4 walk-ups to the door to actually get involved, and I think you mentioned as well, Mark, you don't know what's on the other side of the door, but the fact of the matter is what's on the other side of the door is safe, and it is judgment free, which I think is just two huge, massive factors for men who don't necessarily want to be outward with their feelings, which is a lot of us. If we're honest, it's difficult. But I think, again, just to close off my personal thoughts is just thank you, and to thank the charity for even pushing this to where it's become. As you said, it started in Halifax with 9 people to what it's become is it genuinely does save lives. It saves families, it saves children, it saves men, it genuinely cannot be understated just how important this service is to anybody, everybody. And just make sure that if you feel the need, and we've said this on the podcast so many times, the genuine feeling, the overarching feeling is that you're alone. That tends to be quite a common theme in amongst a lot of people, when the actual fact is you're not. You just aren't. No matter how bad you feel or whatever is going on, there is, as you said, the first meeting you went to, there was 10 strangers that shared in your pain, that didn't know you. They also, they didn't owe you, don't owe anybody anything. They didn't owe anybody anything. But as men, the only way that we can tackle this, it's an epidemic. Let's be perfectly honest. It is an epidemic. Is by using these things and being there for each other, and just showing each other a bit of respect and a bit of kindness. And you don't know, saying, all right mate, how's it going, you don't know the impact that can have on that person. And I would rather say that to everybody I meet, in the fact that it might change one person's day, as opposed to not saying it to anybody. So again, from me, it's a massive thank you, and the work that you do and the charity does is just unbelievable. So thank you very much.
So, Mark, I want to thank you for, obviously, like everyone else, for obviously coming on today, but I also want to thank you for quite the eye-opening information about Andy's Man Club, because I've only very recently learned about Andy's Man Club, which that's maybe on me, but either way, I've also very recently found out where, so I live in Alloa, so I found out where Urban is.
Yep.
Scarily, that was 30 to 40 seconds away from where my mother lives, where I lived for years. So I now know where the Alloa one is, so at some point, when I'm ready, I will probably head to Andy Man Club. So, and it's been an experience, because I had that fear that am I going to go in? Am I going to get judged? Is it going to be this, that, and the next thing? And turns out I had nothing to fear other than stepping through that door. But that's on me. I'll take that first step as soon as I am ready. Yeah. But you've made it so much more easier for me to just walk through that door and just So for that, I genuinely, from the bottom of my fat ass heart, I'd like to thank you.
Honestly, man, that's what you've always said. It just warned me. And what I will say, Flump, is you won't walk through that door alone. There'll be a guy standing right beside you to make sure you don't go through that door.
And again,
so much for one your praise, for me and to the charity. I'm just me. I try and be the best person I can be, doing the best job I can.
Yep.
I'm a normal guy like every fucker else. I go up and down like the way life is. Sometimes it sucks, sometimes it doesn't. I really have thoroughly enjoyed myself, and you've gave me some cracking flashbacks of some of the games I used to play. I will definitely be doing Red Dead on quite soon.
Yes.
Now, before we sort of wrap this up, I've got a sort of two-part question, but it's sort of one. You've stated that the main goal for Andy's Man Club is to not be here, so that we don't need this. But in the event that it is here, I'd like to know, how would you personally, if possible, like to be remembered in your role as Andy's Man Club, but more as a whole? How would you like Andy's Man Club as a whole to be remembered, and how would you like their legacy per se. How would you like that to be sort of remembered, basically?
Me personally, I'd like to be remembered as Mark. Just Mark. No Mark area lead. Just that guy Mark that comes along and helped it. It's not about me patting me on the back or giving me any kind of praise, and it genuinely isn't. I love what I do to the point where I've tattooed it on my wrist. But that's my journey. That's where I've come from.
Yep.
I am a normal bloke. I come in the door like everybody else. I walk through that door like everybody else, and I walk out that door like everybody else. So I just want to be remembered as Mark. What I want Andy's Man Club in general to be remembered as something that moved the nation.
Yep.
Something that inspired men. Something that got men through the darkest times in their life. Suicide is the biggest killer of men under 54. It's also a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And that's the thing. It really is. We've got a saying about Andy's Man Club is we are going through a storm. Every man goes through a storm, or going through a storm, or being through a storm. The storms end. That range will stop at some point. For Andy's Man Club, just to be that mission is to get men through that storm. So yeah, that's probably best I can answer that one.
Yeah.
That's perfect. There's the right or wrong answer. That's your thoughts, and that's your thoughts. And thank you very much for that, Andy. Mark, thank you very much. Oh, I did so well. I did so well.
You know how many people called Andy on a daily basis?
I'm sorry, Mark. Words are not my speciality as a whole. So.
Flump, you've done really well, mate. You made it all the way to the end without making an arse of that. So I'm proud of you. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm proud of you.
I didn't even make a dirty joke as well, and that's what annoys me. That's genuine. That's fucking fantastic. That's just beautiful.
Absolutely.
I can absolutely vouch for what you said there, Mark. You walk into the club, and I didn't even know that your position within the charity. I just thought you were just a normal guy. I just thought you were a facilitator coming to the group, you know.
Yeah, and that's. I don't want to be remembered as Mark from Andy's Man Club head office or the elite or. Yeah. We used to be called Project Development Champions or PDCs, and I'm like, I'm just Mark. Yeah. Because when I walk through that door and it starts at 7 o'clock, I am just Mark. I'm not there as in my role as an area lead from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock, if somebody's fucked up, then that's when I get the right, lads. This is what's happened.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. We're not. There's no authoritarianism. I'm there to support them. I'm there to help guys out. I'm not there to blow people's legs off. I'm there to go, right, how can we solve this issue or problem that we've had?
Yep.
And there's a saying, you catch more bees with honey than vinegar. So, you know what I mean? I don't want to go in there and fucking give a load of guys shite because there's no too many guys coming through the door, or it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's, if anything, on that sort of side, if there's not enough guys coming through the door, that's on me for not promoting properly or promoting as much as I should. So, yeah. But that's probably a bit of my own feelings or feeling the feelings coming into that there. Sometimes I feel that I don't do enough, even though I know I do.
Listen, I think just off the back of that, Mark, at the end, that everybody feels like they fail at something at one point or another. It's just part of life. But what I would say to you is, you're in, and as much as it's virtual, you're in a virtual room with 3 people, 2 of whom who have been to your meetings, and 1 of whom who has just found out that there is a local Andy's Man Club to him. So failings, as much as you maybe think there is, we can always think that we can do more, but for me, I would take it as where it's come from to where it is now, rather than anything else. So again, just to echo that, it's a huge success, and massive thank yous again.
Yeah,
thank you,
I think that is pretty much us wrapped up. So what we will do is we'll put as much information in the description as we can possibly get. We'll get as many characters squeezed into the description as we can. Everything will be in there below. Again, personally, and I know Flump and Fletch will feel the same, as thank you very much for coming on. This has
Absolutely.
it's been exceptional.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it. So again, thank you very much from us, and yeah, that's pretty much us for episode 2.
Yeah,
So-
thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you all very much.
Flip,
And-
can I just say, yeah, I was actually at the opening of the Alloa Club.
Aye.
Yes.
Amazing.
If you didn't mind me asking, when did the Alloa Club open?
So it was
How
last
long?
year, last summer. So it's been, yeah, it was last summer, yeah. So it's not even been a full. Well, it's just
2
been a
years.
full year now.
Yeah.
So yeah, because
That's outrageous. I was
What?
that legitimately. I was that close to it, and I didn't have any idea.
it's just a wee community centre. It's a lovely wee place.
It is. Like the Hawkill itself, the area it is.
Yeah,
It
and
had a bad rap for years, but it's nice and quiet.
there's a lad there that does absolutely fucking cracking cakes every week. So
Yeah, nice.
Guess where I'm going next week.
Well, honestly, mate. See, when you are ready to go, let me know, and I will come down and come through that
Yeah.
door with you, mate.
100%.
You won't be doing it alone, mate. I'll come and do it with you.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm at
Count-
fresh. I'm going to try and be funny, but I genuinely will let you
No,
can. Also,
count me in.
I had cake.
Absolutely. No, listen, I'm the same, Flump. If you need somebody there who can, even if it's a familiar face as opposed to a friendly face, then count me in.
And
Count me
what's
in.
funny is, I think I may have a body or two that are in the same boat as me that didn't know. In fact, I definitely have 2 bodies that didn't know that Alloa had one.
Yep.
In about 10 minutes' time, they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
nice
So
one.
Excellent.
I could be an extra 3 bodies we have there. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's just finding that one wee bit of information that I didn't know that I had is just beautiful.
And there's now 3 potential guys at a podcast that 100,000 people are going to see.
Yeah.
But personally, 3 guys are going to possibly walk through that door.
Very
Exactly.
much so.
Conversation we've had, and I think that's fucking
100%.
awesome. Awesome.
Exactly.
100%.
Right, lads, I'm going to get going.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
lad.
Thank you all very much. Massively appreciate it, and we'll.
Genuinely appreciate you turning up. It's been incredibly enlightening, incredibly informative.
Thank you very
Nice.
much, mate.
Right,
Thank you all.
I'll let you go, Fletch. I'll catch you next time on our road, man.
Yeah, well, you do it.
Right.
Take care.
Perfect.
Yeah, boys.
Thank you. See you
Bye-bye.
later.